Hi friends, welcome to my channel. Before going to the video, those who are not subscribed our channel, subscribe it and also click the bell button. In this video, we are going to see about the concept of effective mass. Sometimes the electron in the crystal may behave as if it had a mass different from the free electron mass. This mass we consider it as effective mass. Effective mass is the mass of an electron in a periodic potential which is accelerated relative to the lattice in an applied electric or magnetic field. There are crystals in which the effective mass of the carriers is much larger or much smaller than free electron mass. This electric mass can be positive or negative. Now let us derive the equation for effective mass. For that, first the energy of free electron is given by E is equal to h bar square k square by 2m0, which is also equal to p square divided by 2m0. Here h bar is the reduced Planck constant and its value is h bar is equal to h by 2 pi. Here p is the momentum, k is the wave vector and m0 is the free electron mass. According to de Broglie hypothesis, a moving electron is associated with a wave. The velocity of an electron is equal to the group velocity of the associated wave. So this group velocity is given by Vg is equal to dE by dP. Now this dP is the momentum, so which is equal to h bar into k. So d is equal to 1 by h bar into dE by dk. Since h bar is the constant, we are introducing derivative only to wave vector dk. The work done by the force on the electron is given by dE is equal to F into dx, that is force into displacement. This displacement we can replace it by velocity into time. So dE is equal to F into Vg into dt. From this we can get F is equal to 1 by Vg into dE by dt, which is equal to 1 by Vg into dE by dk into dk by dt. That is, we are multiplying and dividing by dk. From equation 2, we can get h bar is equal to 1 by Vg into dE by dk. Therefore, replacing the value of 1 by Vg into dE by dk as h bar, we have F is equal to h bar into dk by dt. We know that acceleration is the time derivative of velocity. So A is equal to dVg by dt, which is equal to 1 by h bar into d by dt of dE by dk. That is, Vg is nothing but dE by dk. By Newton's second law of motion, force is equal to mass into acceleration. Here we are considering the effective mass. So the effective mass is equal to force divided by acceleration. Substituting for force and acceleration and simplifying, we get the equation for effective mass as m star is equal to h bar square divided by d square E by dk square. So this is the equation for effective mass. This effective mass is a directly measurable quantity and it can be obtained from cyclotron resonance experiment. In this, the test material is placed in a microwave resonance cavity and cooled down to 4 Kelvin temperature, and a static magnetic field B and RF electric field, which is oriented normal to this magnetic field, are applied across the sample. The frequency of the orbit, called cyclotron frequency, is directly proportional to magnetic field and it is inversely proportional to the effective mass. When we adjust the magnetic field such that the cyclotron and RF frequencies are equal, a resonance is observed. Then, from the magnetic field strength, direction and RF frequency, we can calculate the effective mass. Here, the figure depicts the graphs for energy, velocity and effective mass with respect to wave vector k for conduction band in the first Brillouin zone. Here the first figure is the variation of energy, that is the kinetic energy of electron with wave vector k. Based on this variation, the plot of velocity versus wave vector graph and graph of effective mass is obtained. If you see the graph of velocity versus wave vector curve, here at the bottom of the energy band, the velocity of electron is 0. And as the value of wave vector k increases, the velocity increases and it attains a maximum value at k is equal to k0. This point is known as point of inflection on the EK curve. Beyond this point, the velocity decreases and attains 0 at k is equal to pi by a, which is the top of the band. The negative values of the wave vector also exhibit a similar behavior. The last graph is the effective mass versus wave vector k graph. Here, at k is equal to 0, the electron has a constant positive value and it rises rapidly as the value of k increases. After experiencing a singularity, that is infinite mass, the effective mass becomes negative up to the top of the first Brillouin zone. So, the effective mass is positive near the bottom of all bands and it is negative near the top of all bands. Now, let us consider an example of gallium arsenide. The energy versus wave vector diagram for gallium arsenide is given here. Here the EK curve is concave at the bottom of the conduction band. So the effective mass is positive, whereas it is convex at the top of the valence band, thus the effective mass is negative. This means that the particle in that state will be accelerated by the field in the reverse direction expected for a negatively charged electron. That is, it behaves as a positive charge and mass. This is the concept of hole. For valence band, the degenerate band with smaller curvature around k is equal to 0 is called the heavy hole band, and the one with larger curvature is called the light hole band. Next is the applications of effective mass theory. This effective mass theory can be used for the calculation of conductivity, and this can be calculated by using the formula sigma is equal to n e square tau by m star. Here sigma is the conductivity, n is the number of conduction electrons per unit volume, m star is the effective mass, tau is the time, E is the charge of the electron and its value is equal to 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulombs. The next application of effective mass theory is in the calculation of density of states. The expressions for conduction and valence band density of states near the band edges in the semiconductor can be calculated by using these formula. Here, first for conduction band, the density of state Gc of E is equal to Mn star square root of 2 into Mn star into E minus Ec, the whole divided by pi square into h bar cube. Similarly, for valence band, the density of state is given by Gv of E is equal to Mp star square 2 into Mp star into Ev minus E, the whole divided by pi square into h bar cube. Here m and mp star are the electron and hole density of states effective masses respectively, and Ec and Ev are the energy levels corresponding to conduction and valence bands respectively. Here h bar is the reduced Planck constant and its value is h bar is equal to h by 2 pi. Next we will see the values of effective mass for some materials. For silicon, if you see, the effective mass of electron by free electron mass is given by 0.2, and for germanium it is 0.041, and for gallium arsenide it is 0.067, and for aluminum arsenide it is 0.124, and for gallium phosphide it is 0.5, and for indium phosphide it is 0.079, and for indium arsenide it is 0.024, and for indium antimonide it is 0.014. And if you see the effective mass for heavy hole per free mass of electron, we have for silicon it is 0.49, for germanium it is 0.28, for gallium arsenide it is 0.45, for aluminum arsenide it is 0.5, for gallium phosphide it is 0.67, for indium phosphide it is 0.65, and for indium arsenide it is 0.41, and for indium antimonide it is 0.4. The effective mass of light hole to free electron mass for silicon is 0.16, and for germanium it is 0.044, for gallium arsenide it is 0.082, for aluminum arsenide it is 0.26, for gallium phosphide it is 0.17, for indium phosphide it is 0.12, and for indium arsenide it is 0.025, and for indium antimonide it is 0.016. The ratio of effective mass of electron to free mass of electron is higher for gallium phosphide, that is it has 0.5, and it is lower for indium antimonide which has 0.014. And the effective mass of heavy hole to free mass of electron is highest for gallium pide and it is lowest for germanium. That is, for gallium phosphide it has a value of 0.67 and for germanium it has 0.28. The ratio of effective mass of light hole to free electron mass is highest for aluminum arsenide with a value of 0.26 and lowest for indium antimonide with a value of 0.016. Thanks for watching the video. For more videos, don't forget to subscribe our channel.